The amount of disinformation is really extraordinary, although it's not just being put out by the Russians and the Chinese. I mean, former President Trump told us that the people in Springfield are eating dogs and cats, all right? I mean, he likewise said that FEMA money, our emergency money, instead of helping the people that have been hit by the hurricane, is being used to help illegals. I mean, he just makes it up. And so he is able to spew enough disinformation that the Chinese must be smiling.
As hurricanes continue to ravage the United States, in part due to climate change, former President Trump continues to put out misinformation. But now, even Republicans are calling him out on it. Let's discuss. I'm Dave Aronberg, State Attorney for Palm Beach County, a.k.a. the Florida Lawman, here on the MeidasTouch Network. So yes, as a Floridian, I've gotten used to hurricanes and know they're not caused by space lasers or Democrats trying to influence the vote. They are more the result of the heightened waters, the heated waters in the Gulf of Mexico. You see the latest hurricanes, Helene, you see Milton, and you see the hot water in the Gulf of Mexico. And what causes that? Well, maybe we should do something about climate change. But that's another topic for another day. What we've seen, though, from Donald Trump is that he has made, according to Daniel Dale, the fact checker on CNN, the following false claims. Number one, falsely claiming that $1 billion was stolen from FEMA for migrants and has gone missing. Falsely claiming the federal government is only giving $750 to people who lost their homes. And falsely claiming that there are no helicopters, no rescue in North Carolina. Now, all these lies can be easily debunked, but lies spread like wildfire. And that's the strategy, apparently, as it gets closer to the election, that people won't have the information, especially if they're without power access to mainstream media, and they're just going to hear word of mouth from people who are buying into the conspiracy theories and the falsehoods. Senator Thom Tillis, a loyal Trump supporter, has said that for anybody who thinks that at any level of government, anybody here could have been prepared precisely for what we're dealing with here, clearly are clueless, Tillis said. But right now, I'm out here to say that we're doing a good job. More specifically, here's what Tillis said on CBS News Face the Nation when confronted with Trump's misinformation.
I think that the president is right to say that billions of dollars is being spent as a result of Biden's failed immigration policies and border policies. However, we have the resources that we need. We're going to have to go back and pass more resources. We can have a discussion about the failure of this administration's border policies and the billions of dollars it's costing. But right now, not yet is it affecting the flow of resources to Western North Carolina.
It is not a factor, to be clear. Okay.
Not at this time.
Okay.
So if you're accusing the Biden-Harris administration of politicizing FEMA, think again. It's, again, projection. According to CNN, when Trump was president, he actually did divert funding from FEMA for immigration-related programs, the very thing he now falsely accuses Biden of doing. Politico's E&E News also published a report this week quoting a former Trump aide who said Trump had to be convinced to support California with disaster relief for wildfires in 2018 by being shown that there were Republican voters in Orange County. It's always projection, isn't it? There's Mayor Glenn Jacobs. You may know him by his other name, Kane, the professional wrestler from WWE. Yes, he was elected mayor of Knox County, Tennessee. He's a Republican, and he put out a Twitter post. I'm only going to call it Twitter. Two things. To my knowledge, FEMA, nor anyone else is confiscating supplies. Please quit spreading those rumors as they are counterproductive to response efforts. Two, if everyone could maybe please put aside the hate for a bit and pitch in to help, that would be great. Yeah, Glenn Jacobs is not a liberal. He is a loyal Trump supporter. He's MAGA, and he's had enough of the misinformation. I know what you're thinking. Yeah, they say this, but will they call Trump out by name? No, of course not. And you're thinking, well, they say this, but will they actually decide not to support Trump because of this? Of course not. At least not publicly. Behind closed doors, behind Trump's back, they say something different. Under their breaths, they say something different. In private conversations, they say something different. And I do think that could be reflected in the upcoming election, as the people who are so vocally supporting Trump, who laugh at him behind his back, will perhaps have a difference of opinion when they go into the privacy of the election booth. But regardless, I know it's not a profile in courage that these folks say one thing privately and another thing publicly, but at least now they're trying to combat the misinformation coming from their side of the aisle, even if they won't acknowledge it's coming from their side of the aisle. Mayor Glenn Jacobs does not want to be accused of talking smack about dear leader Donald Trump when a Twitter account said just that, saying Republican mayor of Knox County, Tennessee, to Trump and MAGA, stop spreading lies about Hurricane Helene. Jacobs responded, saying, funny, when I said put aside the hate and pitch in, I was actually talking about keyboard warriors like you, and then hashtag MAGA. And what's really interesting is that prompted Jim Cornette. Those of you who are pro wrestling fans know Jim Cornette, who was a legendary heel manager, meaning bad guy manager from Tennessee, someone who is never shy about expressing his opinions. Well, it turns out he's actually a big Democrat in real life. And he tweeted at Kane, a.k.a. Glenn Jacobs, saying, F off, Glenn. And he didn't quite use F. That's how Jim Cornette talks. Quit trying to push the criminal MAGA horseshit for your own political gain and actually do something for the country by telling the truth about Trump and his enabling filth. And that's from the legendary and controversial Jim Cornette, who surprised a lot of people after he started his own podcast and revealed himself to be an anti-Trump warrior, a Democrat who is proudly supporting Kamala Harris. Doesn't stop there. State and local officials from both parties, according to PBS, have condemned the conspiracy theories as rumors, saying the focus should be on recovery, not political division and hearsay. Responding to the hoaxes is taking up time that should go toward assisting victims, said North Carolina State Senator Kevin Corbin, a Republican who urged his constituents not to give in to hoaxes. Quote, friends, can I ask a small favor? Corbin posted Thursday on Facebook. Will you all help stop this conspiracy theory junk that is floating all over Facebook and the internet? Please don't let these crazy stories consume you. Okay, well, call out those who are dispensing this nonsense. Call out Marjorie Taylor Greene, who posted on Twitter that, yes, they can't control the weather. It's ridiculous for anyone to lie and say it can't be done. Who's the they? Is it the same Jewish space lasers thing? This is the person who was offended at Laura Loomer's comments. And so it's important when you call out misinformation to call out who is spreading the misinformation and the disinformation, who is spreading the lies for political purposes. It is a step in the right direction when you debunk the lies, but it doesn't show true political courage until you call out the liars by name. That's what we do here on the MeidasTouch Network. So when the governor of Tennessee, another Republican, Bill Lee, says that there's a lot of misinformation, citing the claims that Trump's making, he added there's nothing but commitment to serving the people in this state and those who spread that kind of misinformation. It's deeply unfortunate that that's happening. Well, who are the ones spreading that kind of misinformation? I mean, you can identify the misinformation and debunk it, but who's the ones actually spreading it? Representative Chuck Edwards, Republican, who represents hard-hit Western North Carolina, was asked Monday morning on CNBC about the confiscation rumors and called them totally unsubstantiated. Edwards clarified that he was not defending FEMA's broader response, but he added, it's so unfortunate that at a time like this, where we need to be pulling together and being truthful and working on real solutions, we've got some nefarious folks out there that are trying to make a name for themselves or see what they can stir up on social media. Who is this person? Who are the ones doing this, sir? This reminds us of how the Republican officials treated Trump and Vance's claims that migrants in Ohio were eating your cats and your dogs. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine, a Republican, called those comments garbage, hurtful to a lot of people, and very hurtful to the migrants' children. Springfield Mayor Rob Rue, a Republican, said the conspiracy theories were hurting our citizens and hurting our community. Clark County Commission President Melanie Flax Wilt said the rumors had diverted resources for a literal wild goose chase. damaged the integration of Haitians into the community and had a negative effect on local businesses that depend on Haitian migrants for labor. Yes, and this certainly is incredibly tragic and completely untrue, said Representative Michael R. Turner, another Republican from Ohio who represents Springfield in Congress and on CNN. This should not have happened. It's been tearing the community apart. Yes, thank you for speaking out about these unnamed sources that are spreading misinformation and lies and tearing the community apart. Who is doing this? Well, it takes courage to call out the leader of your party. And although it's nice to at least try to attack the lies, it only goes so far when you refuse to call out the liars. We'll continue to do so here on the MeidasTouch Network. I'm Dave Aronberg, aka the Florida Lawman. If you like this video, please leave a comment below and share with a friend. Also, check out our sister channel, True Crime MTN, where I discuss a lot of the hottest true crime cases along with some really great contributors. So check us out over there, and I'll see you here next time.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.